I've never been able to master the art of mimicry, but my husband, he does it really. He can do all the voices.
Queen Camilla's summer holidays were seen as private getaways. She would quietly go to the same villa in the English countryside each year. She never took staff or family with her and always kept her location a secret. No one questioned this until King Charles decided to visit the property himself. What he and Prince William discovered inside shocked the royal household and beyond. But what really happened in that villa, and how did it threaten the monarchy? Join us as we reveal the unsettling truth behind Queen Camilla's secret holidays. Every summer, while the rest of the royal family traveled worldwide, Camilla would secretly go to the same countryside villa. She never missed a year. The timing was always the same, and the secrecy surrounding her trips grew stronger with each passing season. The palace press office had stopped mentioning her in the royal holiday schedules. It became her private tradition, an escape that seemed harmless initially, but soon attracted more attention than she expected. The shocking secret behind Camilla's holiday routine. Camilla's secretive getaways are more intriguing than they seem. The upcoming reveal about her summer escapes will change how you see her, whether you think of her as relaxed or something else. First, let's picture the villa where she stays. It's hidden behind tall hedges and features beautiful lawns and an old stone wall that says, "Keep out." Locals call it the silent house because nothing ever comes out of there. No music, no laughter, and not even staff whispering. Birds avoid it as if they sense something. Neighbors hardly notice when she leaves or returns. Only sleek black cars appear at dawn and disappear weeks later. Inside, it's like a blackout. No phones, no deliveries, nothing. Even Charles or Will can't reach her directly. Initially, people thought she was recharging. Everyone needs a break. But over time, it started to feel like something deeper was going on, a restlessness she couldn't shake. Palace rumors suggest that Charles offered to join her early in their marriage, which sounds sweet, but she gently declined, saying she needed quiet time to think. This became her excuse whenever the topic came up. Will's never pushed her about it, but it bothered him. The family values their time together, but she seems to isolate herself. This silence turned her vacations into a source of gossip that wouldn't go away. The staff knew to keep quiet about her trips. They received direct orders from her private secretary, and drivers, butlers, and cleaners all signed very strict agreements, banning even basic comments like, "The coffee was hot." It was like she entered a different world, related to royalty but completely cut off. Those few who worked there when Camilla visited noted a tense atmosphere. Tasks were done with precision, surfaces shown, curtains perfectly arranged. There was no room for mess, and conversation was limited to, "Yes, ma'am." It felt less like a home and more like a stage designed for one person. Hold on to that thought, because things are about to get even stranger. The media's growing curiosity, and the villa's paranoia. The press often tries to get information, but it is met with silence. Over the years, tabloids like the Daily Mail and the Mirror published stories asking, "Where's the Queen?" They painted her absences as mysterious escapes. Some claimed she was spending time with life coaches or secretly writing books. Photographers followed her blacked-out cars like a spy movie, but they struggled to get clear shots, often ending up with blurry images of gates or a distant glimpse through a window. What frustrated everyone more was the complete lack of news. In a place where palace gossip made headlines quickly, Camilla's side remained completely quiet, like a locked safe. The staff operated under strict rules. They left notes under doors and didn't chat. Food was prepared in advance and went outside her door without any conversation. The main house was secured tightly unless her security chief approved. Even palace mail was checked and delivered by an unseen courier. The security was extreme for a country home, costing over £300,000. It included motion sensors, hidden wires, and high-definition cameras disguised in streetlights. Guards changed every 6 hours, and they stayed alert, even when the house seemed empty. The driveway had checkpoints, and all vehicles were searched, even those vetted by the palace. The strictest rule? No one could access footage without her written permission. It was her space, her rules, like a fortress. People who managed to visit during her stays often left feeling uneasy. The atmosphere was both perfect and off. The rooms were spotless and symmetric, with curtains partially drawn, letting in a soft glow while blocking the outside world. Fresh white roses filled the space, offering a clean scent mixed with lavender. The floors shone brightly and everything appeared in perfect order. It felt too perfect, almost like a dollhouse waiting for someone to play with it. Camilla had unusual routines. She often spent hours in the garden with a book, but she barely turned the pages, as if she were tracing the words. At dawn, she would walk around the grounds quietly, moving softly through the mist. Other days, she kept the curtains closed and was heard pacing from room to room. Staff sometimes heard faint sounds behind closed doors but never asked questions. After all, there were rules to follow. Her meals were simple, light soups and teas, with no extras like music or entertainment. The villa became her private retreat, designed for tranquility, or maybe it was simply too quiet. King Charles's shocking discovery. King Charles authorized a routine check of royal properties due to complaints from MPS about taxpayer costs. One of the locations was a secluded retreat that Camilla visits every summer. With her away, he saw this as a good time for an inspection. He was joined by William, who felt uneasy about the villa's mysterious reputation. They traveled quietly, avoiding cameras and an entourage. A tense atmosphere surrounded the villa, and William shared his discomfort. Over the years, the estate had become a topic of whispered conversation in royal circles, with aides advised to stay away from it. The phrase, "she's at the villa," started to carry a profound meaning. Curiosity soon turned to avoidance, and Charles began questioning Camilla's annual visits. He noticed the changing staff, and a former dresser revealed that the furniture had been moved around many times, hinting at an attempt to hide her presence. Each summer, Camilla disappeared for 2 weeks, returning refreshed but distant. It started to feel like a secret kept away, and the upcoming property inspection suggested there might be essential findings. Get ready. Things are about to get interesting. Stay with us. The main bedroom, a chamber of secrets. They left the library quietly and walked to the main suite. The air felt heavy and uncomfortable. Charles stopped at the door, his hand shaking over the doorknob. When he turned it, a faint smell of perfume came out. The room looked clean, a neat bedspread, sunlight coming through sheer curtains, and a tidy vanity. However, they quickly saw signs of obsession. A drawer was slightly open, filled with old envelopes from Diana's public events, and a box on the dresser had newspaper clippings with harsh comments about her. Charles stepped back, his face pale. This room was not peaceful, but a troubling space of memories. They stood frozen, sensing a dark change in the air. When they left the villa, the cold air reminded them of reality. They did not talk about what they had found, but both felt the weight of the situation. At the doorway, William gasped at a damaged photo of Diana. Her eyes had red slashes, and Camilla's handwriting was written underneath. What should have been a private getaway now felt like a creepy maze of changed memories. The palace in chaos, confrontation and leak. The villa scandal got worse after Charles returned to the palace. He held an emergency meeting with his advisors, shaken by the serious threat to the royal family's reputation. The room was tense as people debated. Some wanted to focus on damage control, while others pushed for transparency. Meanwhile, Camilla was returning from her trip. She expected a calm welcome, but found chaos instead. Charles and William showed her evidence, photos and notes before her. Charles expressed his hurt feelings. Camilla brushed it off, saying she was researching for history. William pressed her about the harmful notes, and her calm attitude slipped as she insisted it was only a hobby. Both men felt deeply betrayed. Soon after, the scandal hit the media. Photos of Diana went viral, causing outrage worldwide. The palace's attempts to deny the claims came too late, and public trust quickly faded. What do you think about Camilla's research defense? Share your thoughts in the comments and stay tuned for updates.